everyone, happy Friday, January 27th. This week, the Secret Society of Super Vloggers is talking about one of my most favorite things, and that is music. Hello society, it's Friday, and this week's topic is your favorite band, which was pretty much impossible for me to choose on, being that music is like 9/10 of my whole life. But I totally broke it down into a science. Naturally, the first thing I went for is who I've probably been listening to the longest, which may seem like kind of a false criteria because there are some bands that I've just recently started listening to, or at least like in the past year or so, that are some of my favorite bands. But I figured as far as like all-time favorite band, length of listening to, knowledge of time was semi-important. And I also broke it down into, who I listen to the most or who I've seen live the most times, which are also kind of wrong criteria because, well, some of your bands aren't even bands anymore. They've broken up or are old enough to where they aren't alive anymore or something like that. For me, at least, seeing a band perform live makes me like them heaps more, mostly probably just because seeing how they perform live and the kind of energy or whatever they put into their shows helps me to appreciate them more. And some other criteria I threw in there is just who I have stuck with the longest. I know there's a lot of bands that I like that are some of my favorite bands, but I'll kind of go into spots where I listen to them like non-stop and then I won't listen to them for a couple months and then I'll go back to listening to them a lot. But I try to think of the bands that I've just never even gotten remotely sick of or need to take a break from or anything like that. So the band that I settled on is called Circa SurFriday. I think out of all the music that I love, they're probably the most influential band for me. Their music, I find myself being able to listen to no matter what kind of mood I'm in. So they're really good sometimes when I'm like sad and I just need something, to make me feel nice or just something to be sad to, or when I'm like totally pumped up or like I need driving music or just anything. They've got songs for all of that. And I started listening to them when I was in probably 7th or 8th grade. Previous to them, I can honestly say my favorite band was Weezer. I was a huge Weezer fan. And I had heard of Circa SurFriday through their lead singer, Anthony Green. He used to sing for a band called Seosin, and he had a lot of solo stuff as well. And then he left Seosin and started this band, Circa SurFriday, with some members of some other bands. And I had first heard their very first EP, and I really, really liked it. Then not too long after, they came out with an album called Juturna, which just totally sucked me in. I probably hung on to Weezer for a little while as far as in middle school, but as soon as Juturna came out, I was absolutely hooked on them and I just couldn't stop listening to it. One of the very first vinyls that I ever got before I even had a record player, I was like 14 years old and I got it on vinyl and I was like so stoked on it. I didn't even know, it was like the first record I ever bought. I didn't even know what records really were. I just wanted it as like a collector's item, which is dumb, I know. You can judge the 14-year-old me. And then in 2007, they came out with an album called On Letting Go, which was absolutely just like mind-blowing for me. That album really, if anything more, solidified my love for them. And then in 2010 they came out with an album called Blue Sky Noise. It's a really great album, and I think that they're really wonderful musicians. Going back to my other criteria, which was how many times I've seen them live, this was like the biggest one. I've seen Circa SurFriday live 14 times, and not just 14 times, but I've seen them in several different states. I've seen them all throughout pretty much the Midwest. I've seen them in Illinois where I live. I've seen them in Wisconsin and Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Missouri. But I've also seen them close to their hometown. They're from Pennsylvania, so I've seen them in Philadelphia. I've also seen them in California, so I've seen them on every coast and even a lot in the middle. Because they're just a band that I would travel very far to see because they put on such a good live performance. It's just like absolutely wonderful. All the 14 times I've seen them, it's been like a different show every time, obviously because it was a different show, but I mean, they have just a different energy every time. And it's just always still such a good performance. On top of that, they're all like really awesome people. There's 5 members, all boys, so it's a boy band. I follow them all on Twitter, and I've met them all throughout the times that I've seen them, and they're all really nice. I think that even though you shouldn't judge the music based on the person making it, I think it's so much easier to like music when the people that are making it are really awesome as well. Like I said, it was so hard to pick someone, but I think that out of all the music that I've been listening to, of all the years that I've been like really into music, I think they've probably been the most influential for me. But there's like a zillion runners up. What is the plural of that? I don't know. But I have to say it's definitely that. So that's what I'd really have to say for that. I guess all of my suggestions from before no one was really into, which is totally fine. I did like all of everyone else's suggestions. I think improving this channel is going to be a little bit of a work in progress, but I have no doubt that we can do it. I tried so hard. I realized in my last video I gave almost everyone else on this channel an idea of what to talk about as their little thing, but nothing for myself. But Caroline had recommended something talking about shows that I got into, which is actually really a good suggestion because I do happen to go to a lot of different shows, though I haven't gone to any recently because there's kind of been, I don't know, a dead wind of shows, none that I've really particularly been interested in. But I'm so excited. On February 1st, which is in like a few days, I'm going to see a band called The Soul Destroy. They're probably like number 2, honestly, my favorite bands. And I know Sean, that's actually I believe how I started following Sean, was like through the Soul Destroy tag on Tumblr. They are wonderful and amazing. Their album that they came out most recently, even though I think it came out last May, called Tunnel Blanket, has like saved my life on numerous occasions. And the last time I saw them, I went to Texas to go see them right before this channel started, actually, last November. I drove all the way to Texas, which is like 14 to 16 hours, and I went and saw them with one of my really good friends, and it was an awesome time. They put on a wonderful show. The last time I saw them before that was in May, right when around their album came out, and I was living in California at the time, so I've seen them in 2 different states but never my own, so I'm so incredibly excited to see them. So I will be sure to update on how that show went next Friday. I hope you all are having a wonderful music-filled week, and I will see you all next week. I would love to